All right, here we go. Here we go. And I already know that we are probably already streaming live, but we have to do this every week. Even if this is a special edition, we have to make sure that we have things together. So y'all bear with me for a minute as we make it do what it do, is what I like to say every week. I know the meeting is streaming live. I actually like to say he's alive, or is it Memorex? That's that old school. I hope I didn't tell how old I am. All right, guys, it's that time of the week. I love all of you all. This is a very special edition of, you know what it is? You are officially rolling with Ramsey. That's right. So it's that time of the week, guys. And I just want to say it's a beautiful Monday. It's the beginning of the week. And you know what? It's a little overcast in North Carolina today. Sun's not quite shining. But guess what? It makes it a little cooler. A little bit humid, but we're going to survive. We're doing well. And we have a very, very special edition of Rolling with Ramsey this week. A guest that's going to be coming on, who I'll be introducing shortly when she's here and she's arrived and we're ready to get into it. But I made sure that we were able to accommodate her because I really wanted to share her with the world. And she's out there, and maybe some people that do not know her will get to feel her energy today. And I'm really super excited about that. And so we're having a very special edition, Wow. We're having a very special edition of Rolling with Ramsey today. And that's a beautiful thing. And so we're going to be waiting for her. She's going to be joining us here shortly, all the way from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That is correct. Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So our guest today is a phenomenal woman. And you don't want to miss this. So, you know what? I see you, one of a kind souls. I see you. You're officially rolling with Ramsey. Danita, Miss McKenzie, I see you. You're officially rolling with Ramsey. I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. You're going to want to call your girlfriends up. Tell them to jump on day. This is a day. Today's show is a show that you do not want to miss. Karen, I see you're officially rolling with Ramsey. You definitely don't want to miss today's show. You want to share it with your friends because our guest that is coming on today has a awesome story to tell about her life. She's going to share her life with us and what she's currently doing, and more importantly, what she's already done, which some people, might not have the courage to do from that standpoint, to be able to come on board and just, hey, let me tell it. She moved to Mexico, and I'm excited to have the conversation with her. She has such a beautiful spirit. You can definitely feel her energy. So you guys have your questions ready because we're going to be covering so many topics, not just the move to Mexico, but a lot of the things that she's able to do in Mexico that we may have not have thought about doing. And so that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome in itself. So I'm looking forward to being able to share that with you. I hope everyone had a phenomenal weekend, but it's Monday. And so, but guess what? We are blessed to be able to start another week. And that's a beautiful thing, to be able to start another week and start it off right. And I'm glad that you are taking the time to start your week off with me and to be able to share it with me. And I can share my attributes with you. I will tell you that don't be alarmed. Charles Sr. is doing well. I know some guys reached out to me They said they hadn't seen him doing his midday mix in a few days. And I told him, I said, hey, the DJ will be back soon. Sometimes when you get 92, but when you reach the age of 92, you have the right to be ornery. So you can just do what you want to do when you want to do it. And so if you're not into it and you're not feeling it, I'm definitely not going to force him, because he has earned that right. He's an awesome guy, and I'm blessed to still have him in my life. Miss Smith, you're definitely rolling with Ramsey. I see you. Thank you for joining today. Today's show is going to be great. You guys definitely, like I said, you definitely don't want to miss it. I'm going to be talking to a young lady who is, I just don't want to spoil it. I want to wait. She is definitely somebody who, how can I say it? I aspire to be able to find the inner peace that she has found. And I'm not saying that I'm not peaceful. I'm not saying that I don't have wonderful moments and times and so forth. But it's almost like my friend has reached almost a spiritual enlightenment. And that's just me putting my description on it, my adjectives on it. Because when you find that, you're truly blessed. It's almost like finding your purpose. Finding your purpose and operating in your purpose. I've often said that me rolling with Ramsey and doing this podcast and it evolving the way that it has definitely been me operating in my purpose. And so I'm very thankful for that. We're just waiting for our guest to come, and she's not late. That is for sure. So it is a beautiful thing. I want to thank all of you all for supporting Rolling with Ramsey. And listen, remember, you can listen to Rolling with Ramsey on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and we will be up on iHeartRadio very shortly. Remember to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the Rolling with Ramsey YouTube channel, and follow us on Instagram at Rolling with Ramsey. That's ROLLINWITRAMSEY. So I just want to say thank you for allowing you to continue to support me and the things that we've been doing. Because without your support, there is no Rolling with Ramsey. So I have to have people to talk to, listen to, people to come back and watch our shows and interviews later. And we are hoping that you're enjoying them. And everyone is informing me that they are. They're liking my show and they're liking the content that I'm bringing. And so that lets me know that I'm moving in the right direction. And I'm very appreciative of that and very thankful for that. You have no idea what it means to me to have all of your support. Continue to share Rolling with Ramsey with all your friends, family, and loved ones. Because like I said, without all of you all, I am nothing. Ellsworth, I see you. Good evening. You're definitely Rolling with Ramsey, brother. This is a special edition of Rolling with Ramsey. We have a special guest today, and that's why we're on a special time, because when I reached out to her to speak with her and say, hey, can you come on Rolling with Ramsey? I said, I will accommodate you. I will be available for you whenever you're available for me. And that's how special this person is. So I'm excited. I'm ecstatic to bring her on board and be able to speak with her so that she can share with all of you guys, and you all can just pick her brain, ask her questions. Charles, I see you. You're definitely Rolling with Ramsey. Twala, I see you. You're definitely Rolling with Ramsey. Thank you for tuning in. And so that is a beautiful thing. I know that my guest is going to be joining us shortly. And I'm excited. You guys have no, can you imagine what it's like to interview someone and you're just all hyped up and you're ready to interview them? That's how I am. That's where I'm at. I'm so super hyped and excited and ready to interview our guest for today. Like I said, she just has such a phenomenal spirit. It is so infectious. It just makes me smile every time I get a chance to look at her. and watch her speak. She inspires me. And so that in itself just has me so pumped. Guys, like I said earlier, continue to support, share, like, subscribe. I just need you to do all of those things because that's just the world that we live in where, your metrics and things of that nature are measured in likes, subscribers, and followers on Instagram. But without further ado, let me bring in our guest. There she is. Good afternoon, Meechie.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Okay,
So good.
awesome. I was trying to log on and okay, well, I'm here.
You're here. So listen, guys, everybody that's in the room, everybody that's tuned in right now, I'm ecstatic to have on um, a phenomenal, a phenomenal woman, and I mean that in every sense of the word. She is truly, gosh, you guys have no idea. She's truly one of my personal heroes. She doesn't know it. She's definitely a shero of mine. 19-year civil servant, probation officer, a business owner of Brown Girls Travel Company, world traveler herself, and someone who has such a wonderful and infectious spirit. I'm telling you, Meechie Demetria Brown, you are officially doing what?
Rolling with Ramsey.
That's right. You are officially rolling with Ramsey. How you doing?
I am really, really, really good. Thank you.
Oh wow. So I spoke to you earlier, and I can't begin to thank you enough for coming on Rolling with Ramsey. I've been telling everyone that's tuning in that this is a show that you don't want to miss because if you're just and I want to say it, if you're just kind of lost and trying to find your way back onto, I'm gonna say, your determined path, this is a show that you don't want to miss because I titled the show today and I titled the last story I did, The Road Less Traveled with Meechie D. Brown, because you have definitely taken the road less traveled. And so we're just going to put it out there. I've mentioned it before. So Meechie, you just said, you know what? You tapped out. You tapped out. You've been all around the world and back again, and you tapped out and you said, you know what? I'm moving to Mexico. Now, I know from talking to you and following you that you had some, you were figuring out exactly where you wanted to go. You had some other choices. There were some other places that you were considering, but you settled on Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. But before we get into the big move, let's go a little bit of the backstory and tell me how you got that feeling and just got to that determination.
Hold on one second. My internet connection is not stable, it says. Hold on.
I can hear you just fine, and I can see you just fine.
Oh, wow. Well, on my end, it says,
Don't worry about it. I can see you just fine. I can hear you just fine. So if you heard that
okay,
last question, go right into it.
can you repeat it? Because I didn't hear it.
Okay, so all I was saying is what we did is I know that you were talking, you made the big move, but let's go over a little
Mhm.
bit of the backstory and how you got to that point to where you said, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and this is what I want to leave. I don't necessarily know where I'm going, but I gotta go somewhere. How like they say in the club back in the day, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Well, you know, I knew for years that I wanted to move abroad. I just wasn't sure where. I thought it would be Thailand. I thought it would be Panama. I even thought it was going to be South Africa, but I just wasn't wasn't sure where that place was going to be. But here in Vallarta, I would always come here and it would get harder and harder to leave. The people here are so kind. So last December, I wrote in my journal that I was going to move to Mexico. I didn't know how, I didn't really know when. I didn't even know if it was really going to be possible. All I know is that I needed to do it.
Wow. Wow, that is phenomenal. And I have been to Los Cabos. I've been to Nuevo Vallarta. So I've been right next door. And I can tell
Yeah.
you, I saw plenty of your visitors that you had the other day, plenty of iguanas hanging out when I was on the golf course. And I was playing golf. I said, "Oh, so you want to watch me tee off? Okay, that's cool. You ain't bothering me. No problem." Um, I understand that feeling of how hard it was to leave because I can tell you it was tough. Especially when I was in the waiver yard, it was tough. I didn't want to leave, so I can identify. If you go back and look, I think it's either on my Instagram page. I think I posted on my Facebook page where I did the zip lining. They have like the largest zip line in Mexico with Velarde Adventures
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. So you
Yes.
wrote it in your journal over a
Mm-hmm.
year ago that you were moving. So,
Mm-hmm. December. So it hasn't been a year yet. It was December. So in December, I wrote it in my journal, and then January, I came here with a friend, and she's from Indiana, so she's never traveled anywhere. This was her first time, and I wanted to make sure I took her to like all of my favorite places. But there was like bad weather, so her flight got diverted, and I was pretty much happily stuck here for a few days, like really happily stuck. So during that time, I was like, you know what? I'm moving here. So I went home, and the next week I came back.
wow. Wow. And so, man, so I'm going to help everybody understand. Guys, you got to understand it wasn't just about Meechie moving, it's about what Meechie was able to step away from. So if you guys didn't hear me in the beginning, Meechie's a former civil servant. She was a probation officer. How many years, Meechie?
I was a PO for almost 20 years,
So
and
just,
I left.
yeah, you left.
I, I left. I left. My last day of work was June 15th. I put in my letter of resignation June 1st. My supervisors, my colleagues were in shock. They didn't want me to go. It was something they didn't believe. So, it was really difficult. I had to really wrestle with the idea of walking away from something so solid and walking into something that I was unsure of.
Oh, wow. And so I don't know about the working out there in California and being a PO, but the Army retirement is 20 years. And that's why I harped on the 19-year mark. And you're saying, you know what? Y'all can have that last year and everything that comes with that. I'm out. That takes courage. That takes some, you're in Mexico, that takes some real cojones. That's what that takes. That's what that takes. And you did it. And I'm like, hey, hats off. Let me applaud you because you are definitely operating in your own truth. And that's what this show is really about. And that's why I wanted to bring you on board because a lot of people do not do that. We're definitely move around in an industry where we often hear the phrase, are you living to work or are you working to live?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Very much so.
oh, wow. So you said, you know what? I'm going to move. Everything's great. You're getting things in order. And then,
Mm-hmm.
something shows up.
Yes.
The coronavirus shows up, and that brings
Yes.
a lot of things that you love to do and a lot of things as far as revenue basically to a
Gone.
screeching halt. Gone.
Yeah. Yes. It was. it was one of those things where I just could not believe that this was happening in the midst of my preparation, because I came back to Mexico from January into March so I can secure housing, so I could get my insurance together, so I could really see if this was a place that I could live. You know, it's very different from vacationing in a place to actually living in a place. So I needed to make sure that it was worth me leaving everything behind, my home, my family, you know, everything. I left everything behind. All of my things, things that I thought I would never part from, I left behind. So, you know, this pandemic has taught me so much. It's taught me a lot about time. It's taught me a lot about friendships, love,
Mm,
loyalty, you
mm.
know, money, and things that you need and things that you don't need. I've learned a lot about myself, and you know, I was really determined despite losing so much money on my house in equity, despite losing all of my revenue from my business. You know, people were like, Meechie, you're crazy to do this now. People don't have jobs. How are you walking away from something so secure? How are you, why are you doing this? What is wrong with you? Why are you unhappy? Are you, what is it? And my reply was, I just enjoy the peace that I feel when I'm there, the peace, the happiness, the the comfort in my shade, the comfort in my complexion. I am honestly peacefully me here. And I no longer chase the things that I thought were once important. You know, people are like, well, what are you going to do for work? And how are you going to make money? And I just know that I'll be okay.
That that is that is so wonderful to hear. And you know, like I said, I listen to you talk all the time, and you guys don't understand when Michi says that she's comfortable in her own skin. That is not just being comfortable. Don't take that as a superficial statement of saying that she's comfortable in how she looks. She's comfortable being a black woman abroad. You all ought to understand that with everything that is happening right now in the world, with the, and I'm going to make sure that I make the difference of this, to make sure I understand, people understand the difference with this, with the Black Lives Matter movement, not the organization, but the movement. We can't take our skin off. It's not like we can take it off with some, and hang it up in the closet. We wake up black every day, African American, Black American, whatever you choose this week.
Right.
But we wake up with this every day, and to be someplace where people don't see what you look like is what color you are. They just see your spirit, and they operate on that. And I've been fortunate enough to live in another country for a period of time when I was stationed in Germany for almost 4 years, many years ago. And that was one of the first times when I really experienced people just, it wasn't like that. People just moved and operated differently. And it was like, hey, Ramsey, how you doing? And da-da-da-da. And okay, this is different. When you make new friends and you meet new people and you operate different and your conversations are different. And so when you're able to do that and you experience that, and then you come back to the United States, and the last place I was living before I was in North Carolina here helping with my father, I was in Ohio. Now, I'm not going to talk bad about Ohio. I was in northern Ohio, up in the Cleveland area, outside of Cleveland and Twinsburg. Everyone is vitamin D deficient. Now, on top of that, I will tell you that I'm from the South. So being from the South and my father raised a Southern gentleman. I'm going to look in your eye. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to speak. These people didn't speak. I mean, they looking at you. I mean, I could barely get an international head nod. Like, what's up, brother? So can you imagine being somewhere where you're embraced and people are speaking to you? Hello, how are you? And it's genuine. Oh, let me help you with that. And I will tell you, every time that I have gone to Mexico, and I know people say, well, that was in a tourist town. Well, I'm kind of like Meechie. I would veer off the beaten path a little bit. I would just go downtown and I would go like 3 or 4 blocks in. Let me go about 3 or 4 streets in and 3. Let me see what the town is really like. Let me get lost and be careful about getting lost. Oh, and then you get to see the meat and potatoes of where you are. And people are just genuinely friendly. They are.
They are. And no one really, the interesting thing about being here is that no one has asked me, oh, what do you do? Or, how much money you make. No one cares. They just want to know who I am because of me. All the Americans that I meet, the first thing that they ask you is, what do you do? What state did you live in? What city did you live in? They are so into things that are just not important. The Mexican people here, they care about me. They care about, am I a good person? Am I nice? When I was looking for my houses, no one, not my real estate agent or any of the places that I looked at, once asked me how I was going to afford it. No one has asked me, even to this day, how I pay money. How no one cares. As long as you can pay for it, that's it.
They ain't care about your income. Hey, look, do you got the down payment? Boom, boom. Let's get you started. Hey, look, make your payment every month. You good. That's how I told you. I'm gonna be your neighbor. Yeah. You just don't know it yet. I'm gonna roll right up. I'm gonna roll right up on you and knock on the door. Hey, look, I'm gonna crash for the night. My boxes is on the way. Gosh, Lee. So listen. So we're gonna get into the technicalities here for a minute. We're gonna go in the weeds a little bit. So I want to let everybody know, and real quick, let me do some administrative things. Linda, I see you. Anthony, Sergeant Major Spicer, I see you. And Joe, thank you so much. Joe said, hey, he wanted to shake my hand on the road when he meet up with me. And he said, I'm a good man. So are you, Joe. Thank you. All of you guys are rolling with Ramsey. So, guys, what you don't know about Meechie is this. She didn't just move. Meechie's made it a point. She says, hey, I'm not just passing through. I'm going to cultivate this soil of where I am, and I'm going to plant these roots. Meechie is officially becoming a Mexican citizen, right?
Yes.
And so
I have got my residency. Residency and citizenship are different. I am a legal resident of Mexico. My next step is citizenship because I want to own and be a Mexican national and have my Mexican passport in addition to my United States passport.
Man, look, straight up, I let me raise the roof, old school, whatever. I keep telling you the things that you are doing, you are transcending. Listen, Meechie, look at me. You are transcending people's thought process. Because guess what? I will never forget, and I'm going to give you the perfect analogy that I can give you. When I went to airborne school, I was 41 years old when I went to airborne school. I had to jump out of an airplane. So I was a captain at the time, the position that I had. Matter of fact, I had a sergeant major on the phone. He was one of my sergeant majors at the time. He on the line. He's watching the show right now. I went at 41. And so you go down to airborne school, there's a couple of things. One, I had to graduate to keep the position. That was number one. Number two, being an officer, they put you in charge of stuff. So my little people that I was in charge of, when they loaded the plane for our very first jump, I went in the plane first, which means I was going to be the last one out on the very first jump. So when they said, go, 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 and people are going out, I'm watching them jump out the plane one by one. So there's only one way down, is you have to jump. I had a little itty bitty black girl that was in my chalk that I was responsible for. And when she jumped out the plane, I said, you know what? If her ass can do it, I know I can do it. Because she jumped out fearless. I'm telling you, fearlessly. I said, well, I ain't got no choice but to jump now because I ain't going to be And I'm telling you, you are fearless. You're air. I'm going to anoint you right now. You are officially airborne qualified. You are doing the definition of that. You are fearlessly jumping out of your metaphorical plane and doing the things to make you happy. And I'm telling you, you are inspiring me and encouraging me to do the same. Because when people ask me, why are you buying a motor coach? That's old people stuff. Why are you getting that? Then they come on board and they see it. Oh, where are we going? Can I come on a trip with you? Nah, you the same person that was telling me and asking me, why am I spending this money on this? And I told them all the time, I said, because that's what I want to do. It's something in my spirit that is telling me you're supposed to do this. And I did the exact same thing that you did. I had gone through a messy divorce. So emotionally, I was torn. I was broken. I was clay to be molded. And I had really found and hit a place in my life. I got up, I cried, I prayed, and I wrote it all down. I said, God, please, I want to be able to do this. And I was very clear. God, before this time next year, I want to purchase my Tiffin Allegro 34 PA. I wrote it out. I had a picture of it up above my desk when I was still working, and I would look at it, and that picture, I still have it. It looks like it's riding out of town. And I knew it. And people ask me all the time, they said, you left, whatever. I called it. I said, hey, I'm making the great escape. I said, I've got to escape. I've got to operate in my truth. Despite everything that has happened to me, I got played. I still believe in love. I still have faith. I know that God has got something else for me to do. And when you start operating in your purpose, I'm telling you, the dominoes start falling. Things start happening. People see you differently. Like I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, I see through you. And what I mean by that is because I can intimately, because the word intimacy, I tell you, if you break down the word intimacy, I tell it all the time, intimacy. Into you, I see intimacy. Can I truly intimately look in you, see your spirit, and see how you operate? You don't have time for that. I can see it. I can see it flowing and glowing. And I'm telling you, you're blessing folks today by what you're doing. Now, one of the things, guys, let me get off my soapbox. One of the things, guys, is that people have to understand. I've talked about Meechie being a civil servant. I've talked about her being a business owner of a travel company. Y'all, Meechie's a mother. Meechie is a mother. She has a wonderful daughter. She has a son, because I know his birthday is this Wednesday, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I remember. So Meechie's a mother as well. So don't think, I was speaking to someone the other day, and I was telling them your backstory, and he was like, well, she's, I think she's probably in a position to do this, that, and the other. I said, no. I said, Meechie's grounded, and I said, Meechie regular folk like you and me.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I said, Meechie's never come off and given me the impression that she's this millionaire and got all this money, because I said, me and Meechie pretty equal. I said, we just got regular, we got regular folks' money with regular folk bills. I said, the difference
Yes.
is, I remember a post you did, and you can tell me about it, that you posted about traveling. Some of y'all wait and so and so to get ready, and the person ain't got their money and this, that, and the other. You know what? I'm going, and I'm going to leave y'all right here. I remember that post to this day. You said, okay, I ain't waiting on y'all no more. I'm out. And next thing I know, Meechie's in India. Meechie's in Turkey. Meechie's, you're all over the place.
Yes. I mean, there is never enough time. When you wait for people, they always have an excuse as to why they live the way they do. There's not enough time. There's not enough money. They have some type of complaint. And there's never going to be the right time. Just go. There's never going to be a right time. Just live. And that's literally what I live by. I can't worry about what's happening over there. I'm going to go. I'm just going to do what makes me happy
Oh,
and not wait for anybody.
oh man, and guys, and what she's talking about, if you go on and you friend Meechie on Facebook, or you follow her on Instagram, or you look at her YouTube channel, she has traveled the world. Listen, my ass can't catch her up with her as far as stamps in my passport book. I'm pissed
Yes,
off.
you could.
Look, I'm pissed off. I done traveled on Uncle Sam down a long time. I done been a lot of places, but I'm mad that I ain't got no more stamps in my passport book. But I got the right stamps because I got that Mexico stamp, like bang bang. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, if I don't get no more stamps in
Yes,
that one, I
that's
feel
all
like
you need.
I've got the right one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna transition here really quick, and we're not gonna make it too personal. We're gonna stick in one area that I know that she's gonna laugh about when I bring it up when we talk about this medical tourism, because Meechie got these new magic knees and she's ready to cut a rug, and she's been sharing with folks about do not be afraid of Mexico when it comes to having some medical procedures done. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So I know yes, let's talk about that a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it's always interesting when I talk to people that reside in the States about medical care. I realized when I came in January how the medical system here really works. When you're on vacation, you don't really think about the infrastructure of a country or how their dynamic is, how it runs, because unless you have something catastrophic happens, you avoid any type of hospital. So in February, I was looking for insurance, seeing how it would be to have doctors here. And I needed to get some treatment on my knees. And I had an MRI done, and it was about 300 US, which is like $5,000 in the States for an MRI.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor told me, hey, we can, your knees aren't that bad. We can fix it. These are the options that you have. So once I went back to the States and I was actually able to make the transition back here, I got my knees fixed like 2 weeks ago. And when I tell y'all that I haven't been able to sit still, I haven't been able to sit still. I've been hiking, I've been on the water, I've been everywhere. I feel like I got new toys. I got a new car because I'm not in pain anymore. My doctor, he for the treatment it was about $90 US. The medication that he used for my knees was $800. So I got like a new pair of knees, both knees, left and right, and I'm out here just like living because your girl got knees.
Wow.
Okay, she got knees.
So basically, let's round up. So 98, 90, let's say $1,000 just
Yes,
for $1,000. That's in, out, procedure, medication,
yes,
everything.
yes,
You recharged.
yes,
Wow.
yes, yes.
Wow. I,
I'm
I,
excited.
I mean, and when I tell y'all she been all over the damn place, she been all over. Man. She don't know how to sit still. Her ass been everywhere.
No.
Every time I look up, she's someplace else, and I'm mad as hell too. 'Cause I'm watching Marco jump off of rocks and shit, and next thing I know, she on the beach and they got violins going. I'm like, you know what? Damn it, me,
Yeah.
that is, I tell people it is crazy because I have a very good friend of mine, my dentist. My dentist, he has a house in St. Martin. And I was talking to him and he was telling me, and I thought about it and I said, man, I wonder what it's called. And I had a friend who, not in Mexico, but they ended up having some dental work done. They had a trip scheduled. They were going to Paris. And he did some research and he did his research. And while he was there, he had some dental work done. And it was for a fraction of the cost. And so we get spoiled here in the United States by thinking, oh, we have the best. They couldn't be any better doctors anyplace else. But what I will tell people is you all have no idea how many doctors from around the world come to the United States, train, and go back to where they're from.
Yes.
the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, especially the Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic has people there doing their residency from all over the world. And then, this is what's really going to blow you guys' mind. There are a lot of doctors that are in the United States who went to medical school in Mexico. And they went to a medical school here in Mexico that is approved by the American Medical Association. So they were able to go there to go to school for a fraction of the cost and then come back and practice in the United States. So it goes down like that, and we don't think about that. Now, as a male, I will tell you this. As a male, when we travel to Mexico, there's just certain things that we see that catches our eye. And if you're in a tourist town, every pharmacist is going to be advertising that they're selling Viagra and Cialis. You're just not going to miss it because I mean, it's everywhere. And so you're like, huh? I mean, as a guy, you're not going to miss it. And you're like, oh shit, it's just one of those things that everyone, that's their main thing. If you're in a tourist town, that's what they putting out there. They want you to come in, they want you to buy. But the fact is, as Meechie told me, her doctor gave you the prescription of the medication that you needed.
Yes. And he allowed me to go buy it for less than it would have cost me to get it from him. So in the States, we don't have that option. You either buy it, and you don't even have you don't have that option. Like, you just don't. But he told me where to get it, and I got it, brought it back, and he used it.
So
simple.
Do you now, I'm sure, now listen, I don't think you do. I think you speak enough Spanish and understand enough, but are you fluent in Spanish?
No,
Okay.
I wanted, when I came back to the States, I actually had a teacher for a week, but after that week, the world closed, and that was it. And here, there's no schools that are open right now.
Right.
So, and I'm not really good with learning language virtually. I actually want you
like
to be
me.
here with me. So I'm able to do everything that I need to do and communicate. I was able to get my phone contract done in Spanish. I'm able to communicate with my drivers, able to order food, pay bills. Now, conversations are a little difficult, but for the most part, I can say what it is that I need to say.
And that's what I was saying. That's beautiful because he gave you the prescription, but if you'd have been fluent, he probably would have just said, "Hey, go get this," and you wouldn't have had to have the prescription. That was the point that I was making. He gave it to you to make sure that you got the right thing. But if you'd have been fluent in Spanish and understood it, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, just go pick this up," and you wouldn't even need it. They'd have gave it to you.
Yes, because here you don't need a prescription to buy medication. You can just go to the pharmacy and buy the medication that you need.
Oh wow, that is just, man. You know what? Like I said, this I'm so happy for you. I don't know what clubs they got down there. Stay out the I don't know, the Irk and Jerk, whatever. With them new knees, don't blow none out till I get there because you owe me a dance. I keep telling you that. You know. Kat, I see you. You're definitely rolling with Ramsey. We appreciate you joining us today. So you're doing that. Tashona, I see you. Thank you for joining. So you're there. So did you? Let's see. Because I asked you, you didn't tell me. So did you have an idea where you wanted to live? Like,
absolutely.
To what area?
Well, not the area, but initially I wanted that same tourist type mentality. I wanted to live in a cute condo by the beach, ocean view. I needed, I wanted that. But once I got here and I started to see what my options were, I did not want that because that's not where the Mexican people live. The Mexican people are in the traditional Mexican neighborhoods. The Americans and Canadians are the ones who reside in those condos by the water. And I didn't want that type of experience. I find that the Americans and Canadians are pretty rude, and I have an authentic Mexican home, and I live in a traditional Mexican neighborhood. There's little taco stands on the corners, little
See,
tiendas where I can go and buy fresh bread. Um, I live in a place where you walk by and people say, buenos dias or buenas noches or buenas tardes, and they smile at you. Unfortunately, where the expats live, the Americans and Canadians, they're mostly Caucasian, and they look at me like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here?
ah, right, right.
Whereas the Mexicans are welcoming me to their neighborhood. So even when I was looking at different properties, different homes, I started to see that it's better for me to live in the neighborhoods than it is for me to live in a condo. I get more for my money. Now, here, people think Mexico in this part is cheap, but the reality is it's really not. You need to go to Merida or Mazatlan, Acapulco, and you can find a lot more reasonable price places. But because this is a tourist spot, it's pretty expensive for Mexico. You can find a place that's decent between like 1,000 US and maybe 1,500 US
Okay.
a month. You can definitely live cheaper than that, but I mean, I it's just not my standard of living.
But then,
You can live like the locals. The locals pay about 2,000 to 3,000 pesos a month, and that's about um, maybe $150 US. However, their conditions are very different than what we're used to.
right,
So you want to be in a place that feels comfortable to you, and you don't feel like you're subjecting yourself to things that you wouldn't want to subject yourself to.
right, right. And you have a nice spot because, like I said, you share it with us. It ain't like. Let me tell y'all right now, Meechie ain't gonna just live in nothing now. I done seen her travel in her rooms that she done stayed in. So don't get it twisted. She got a nice spot. Guana's hanging out, chilling, saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Upstairs and downstairs. I love it. Um, Gosh, that is just, I say this and I mean this. Um, I'm You're making the neighborhood a better place. And
Oh, you're so
you
sweet.
you
Thank you so
you
much.
you're making the neighborhood a better place. And I really mean that because remember I reached out to you and I was here and the show came on. I was like, oh, Michi, I gotta tell Michi I'm watching Mexico Life and they in Puerto Vallarta, they in her town. Hey, we're not being racist or anything like that. The couple that was there was a Caucasian couple, and they had all this big jack, and they bought a house. And she's right; they are in that area of town where it was condos and these big houses and townhouses and things of that nature.
And
And
that's not realistic. I mean, that's not Mexico. That is white America that lives in Mexico. And it
and
sounds
that is in
that's the truth.
that's the truth. And guess what? We can put a better term on it. That's that's vacationing in Mexico. That's not living. They may own that place. It's almost like a vacation area that they've created for themselves. This like
Yes,
almost a bubble of yeah, I'm gonna
yes,
go down to
yes,
my summer home in Mexico, and
yes,
you live and you have a vacation mindset that I'm here and
yes.
I'm a tourist and I happen to own here, and you're gonna treat me like
Mhm.
no, you
Right.
live there all the time. You're not coming and going. This is your home. This is where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know. So when I get there, she's gonna introduce me to Consuela, Maria. I hope she gonna know everybody by the time I come to visit. She'll be done, they'll be like, I'll be a little lost. Oh, you looking for Michi? Go down there. Matter of fact, she's down at the taco stand right now. Just go down in Holly. Yep,
Yes,
yep, she's down
yes,
there.
yes,
Man. So
yes.
logistically, I saw you do a video about it, how you're getting your mail and stuff, especially since I need your address. You can send it to me so I can send you something. I really mean that. I want to send you something special.
I won't get it.
So you won't
You
get it.
did. You saw my
I
video.
didn't
I
watch it.
won't
I didn't watch it. So you won't get it. So what's the deal?
know. How I get my mail here, I have a virtual mailbox in Los Angeles where I live. So all of my mail is forwarded there. All of my business mail is forwarded there.
Okay.
And They scan it, I read it, and they do whatever I ask them to do.
Ah,
Pretty awesome. So I don't have to worry about that here because I would never get mail. I would never
oh,
get my mail. There is no postal service here that is like what you're used to in the States.
so let me ask you this then, and I'm just strictly asking because I don't know. DHL, FedEx, UPS.
There's DHL, there's FedEx, but again, if it's coming from outside of Mexico, then you have to wait for customs and you have to wait
Yeah.
for it. You have to be aware of the importation taxes that they have here. And sometimes you get your package and sometimes it doesn't make it to you. They'll say, like, it'll come through customs and customs will say, oh, it wasn't a package that was allowed and it's lost. So no, I don't even
So
try it.
so offline we're gonna figure something out. So now I feel good because I got something I can try to help you figure out. We're gonna figure this thing out about how we can get you some underground mail or something. It's gonna be the underground mail road. That's what we're gonna call it because we're gonna figure out how to help. I don't know that we get in our head that the United States is the only place that can give us um, this true experience. Um, uh, can give us this true experience, and and that is just something that a lot of times that uh, we tend to take for granted. Um, there are places in this world that we are appreciated, we are loved, um, and we can bring something to a community and really truly be a part of the community. Not just here she is. Let's see. Hey, it's more than one way to skin a cat. I was telling everyone, I was joking with you, and I was saying that we're gonna get you I'm gonna create the underground mail road. Is what I said. We're gonna get you. You've given me something to aspire and and try to solve. I like solving problems. So we're gonna try to figure out this mail thing for you. So that we
It's not you. There's nothing that you can do about it. I believe me. I've tried.
I
I've
tried, baby.
tried.
Look, I don't care if I have to put your mail on the love boat, and when it show up in the port, God dog, they be out there looking. You have to wait up for the cruise ship to come in and say, "I got some mail for you, Meechie. Here you go." I don't know. We gonna figure some shit out.
Now that would be interesting. Now that if we could do that, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Hey, look, we're gonna figure it out. It's all in who you know. And if you find the right person that's on the right boat, I'm gonna mail this to you. You're gonna be there in Mexico. She gonna meet you. She gonna come watch the show, and you're gonna give her this whole bag full of mail. Meet your fan mail. That's what we're gonna do. But no.
Well, you know what? It's really interesting because you have to be creative when you're. I mean, I'm used to like Amazon Prime. I'm used to getting things like that, and it just doesn't work like that here.
Oh, wow. But guess what though? If you're not getting no mail, there's no bills in your mailbox.
No bills. No bills. No bills.
Oh man, you ain't got no bills in your mailbox. Yeah, look, the stuff of this world. But when you were logging back on, I was telling everyone that there are places that exist where you can truly be a part of the community and be welcomed in the community.
Absolutely.
And I can see it in your spirit, your smile. You are truly welcomed where you are. You're welcome. You welcome. Listen. You're welcomed in the community that you're in. You are doing your thing. Everybody wants to come visit and crash on your couch now. They're like, I can only imagine some of the emails or the conversations you done had with your girlfriends. Girl, I'm coming. I can imagine that. I'm coming. I ain't got to go to the hotel. I can go to Meechie house. And I can see you already saying real quick, look, all y'all not coming to stay at my house. Y'all can come over while y'all at the hotel. I'll have y'all over one night. But all y'all not coming to stay. This is my house. This ain't the hotel. This is my house. You have to get to the level of true family. So when's your daughter coming?
Lauren will be here in about 2 months.
Okay. So is she finishing? Did she stay back to graduate or?
Well, that was the plan. But now that we know that school would be virtual, then, they said initially that it would be 2 days a week that they would meet physically, and then they would meet virtually. But now they're saying that school is going to be 100% virtual, no meeting days. So once we solidify what exactly is going to happen, then if it's virtual, then she could do virtual school here and not be with my ex-husband. She can come here.
Okay. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Just to have your ride or die right there with you again.
Yeah, my little me.
I know you miss her. I know you do.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, man. Wow. So, listen. So, I know that you had shared that one of the things that you wanted to do was to help in women's empowerment, even there where you are. And so, have you looked into that yet? Or, have you just kind of seen what kind of community programs they have or things like that?
Well, for the women here, I have to get proficient in Spanish in order to really be able to help. Because here they have really traditional relationships. That's what I see. And I have to be very careful on how I approach things, because for me as a woman, I'm coming in with a completely different mentality than the Mexican women here. And I have to respect their culture and respect how they do things, even though sometimes I don't agree. The men here and the women have traditional roles. And it's very interesting in so many aspects. For example, at the gas station, this is going to be, for me, it was like mind-blowing, because in California, we do not do any type of service for gas stations unless you go to a specific one where they might pump your gas, or maybe there's someone there that's trying to earn a couple extra bucks, pumps your gas. Well, here in Mexico, in this state, Jalisco, pumping, you don't get out of the car to pump gas. You don't get out of your car to do any of that. There's attendants that are there that pump your gas, clean your windows, check your tire pressure, all of those things. Will change your oil, service your full vehicle. And 90% of them are women.
What?
Yes.
What?
The women service your vehicle here. And they're dressed in mechanics clothes.
Right.
They are the ones who service your vehicle.
Wow.
Yes. Now, I was like, oh my God.
Now,
that was incredible.
I will say this. I had to get hip to it. I went to New Jersey. I had never been to New Jersey. I went to New Jersey and I got out to pump my gas, and brother was like, hey, what you doing? I said, let me get my gas. I said, what you doing? Back above me. He's like, no, sir, you have to get back. You can't pump your gas. And I was like, what do you mean?
Yes.
So New Jersey for me is known for two things. I can't pump my gas, and you can't make left turns in New Jersey. And people from New Jersey know what I'm talking about. Literally. The entire state is designed where you don't make any left turns. It is the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing I ever seen in my life. But yes.
I'm trying to think about when I drove through Jersey, because I don't go a lot, but I've been to Jersey a few times because one of my friends lived there, but I don't think that I've ever made a left turn.
You didn't make no left. I'm trying to tell you, you do not make any left turns in the state of New Jersey. You'll make a right and go around and then come back and go across. It's the craziest thing I ever saw in my life. But no, and you can't pump your own gas there either.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
But
they may not you may pump your own, you don't pump your gas, but they don't like
service.
if you want service,
yeah, they don't do all of
the
that.
service department.
So that's going to lead into a couple of things. Wow, it's just amazing that you're saying that they're like all women. So
Yes.
that I think that's pretty cool, first of all.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. That just leads me to want to talk about how I think these kids today are missing out when they took vocational education out of the school system and they stopped teaching shop class, drafting, wood shop, all of that stuff. So, but that's a whole nother conversation that we'll talk about another day on Rolling with Ramsey. But the fact that women are servicing vehicles, that's man, just another amazing thing that you're able to experience there. Oh, man. This has been phenomenal. I can't thank you enough for coming on.
You're so kind.
So listen. So here's what I'm going to do for you, because I had my last week's guest. They did something special for me, so I feel like I got to pay it forward. I'm going to do something special for you. What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
You got an iPhone. So what we're going to do is we'll talk offline, and we're going to find out the best program that you like to learn Spanish, whether it is Babbel, whatever program you find.
I already have it.
You already have Babbel, so are you using it?
No, I have Duolingo.
So
I'm subscribed to Duolingo, but it's different from what it is that you need. I need certain types of Spanish, and me learning the term for pen doesn't help.
Right. You need to talk. I
need to talk.
You're immersed in it. So if you find a program that you like or whatever, you let me know. Rolling with Ramsey is going to pay for it. We'll make sure that you get a full year subscription to whatever you find.
You're so sweet.
You have that. Don't look at me like that. You making don't. I can't. I'm not there. So stop. You already know I have you're like my celebrity crush, the person I can never get to and never be able to really truly take to dinner. So just stop. I'm
a regular person, not a celebrity.
Girl,
remember, we are regular people.
So listen, I need you to just make a video for me then, since you're so regular, and tell all your subscribers and followers to go do the same for me, Miss Regular.
Okay.
Just do a video. Say, look, I said this is an amazing interview. Charles was great. Y'all need to go like his page, subscribe. I need you to do that, like when you was talking about the same enthusiasm you have for those knees. That's what I need you to have for Rolling with Ramsey. I need a good 5 minutes. I don't need 30. A good 5 minutes so people know that you're serious. Hey, look, help this brother out. This is what he's trying to do.
My knees make me walk.
Hey. But I'm serious. I got you. You find whatever to help you get immersed. If there's something we can do for you, and I'm serious. I like challenges, so I don't care. If I have to get a helicopter and fly there myself and drop your meal. Hey, listen, I'm coming over this time. Have your ass on the roof. We're gonna drop your stuff out. It's gonna float down on a little parachute. Instead of trying to get them trees in the States, we're going to get your mail, the other trees, the real paper, papyrus in Mexico. We're going to go backwards with it. That's what we're going to do with it. But no, this has been great. You guys, I will tell you this, and we're gonna close out the show with this. If you send Meechie a friend request and she does you the honor of accepting it, and you can see her photos like I get to see, you won't just see the joy in her smile, you will feel it. And I mean that. You will feel it. As I was doing the promos for the show, I thought I was getting in trouble because it was borderline stalking. Because every time I get the one, I said, no, I want to use this one. And I want to use this one. I want to use that one. And so the ones that I chose, if you look at the last story that I did, I titled it, like I said, today's show, The Road Less Traveled. And Meechie takes phenomenal photos, guys. She's 2-3 different places, standing in the middle of the road, and just the pictures are absolutely gorgeous. And you can see someone truly operating in their purpose and moving to the beat of their own drum. And that is you, my lady. I am telling you.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration, and I truly mean that in every sense of the word. You are showing not only myself, but I'm just going to say it. You are showing Black America that, hey, we ain't got to stay here and take this if we don't want to.
Yeah.
And I mean that, and everybody that knows me knows that I get along with everybody. I have friends that are all around the world. One of my best friends is white. He's running for judge, by the way. I can't wait to talk to him. But I have friends of all nationalities. But at the same time, if I get pulled over, if I'm in a store, I can tell you stories that we still have to operate and do things differently. Even as when I was an aviator, the Sergeant Major that was on earlier, Sergeant Major Spicer, will tell you, and as an officer in the United States Army, you still have to work harder, 2 and 3 times harder. You got to do things different. Mm-hmm. And it's a constant struggle, and you're asking yourself, when is enough going to be enough? And the finish line keeps moving. It keeps moving. So then when we realize that we control the finish line, when you put yourself in a position where you control the finish line and you say, hey, you know what? Here's my finish line. I'm done running this race and I'm going to run my race. And if you don't like the race that I'm running, it's okay, because guess what? I get to determine when I win. Mm-hmm. And you have done that.
Yes.
You have done that. Continue to make me smile. Continue to bring us all joy. Stay safe. I don't want to have to come over there and rescue you, because I'm telling you right now, we will. Man on Fire, you better watch it. Creasy. Well, I'll be over there in a minute. I'm serious. And so all I will say is this, is thank you so much. Trust your gut always. So even there, it's the same thing as being home. If something don't feel right, hey, walk a little faster, move a little, hey, have your key out, be ready, But it sounds like you live in a wonderful neighborhood where they're happy to have you. I can't say it enough. I'm so excited for you. Thank you for coming on. We're going to have to make sure that we do a follow-up. So as I see you build up some stuff, I'll say, oh, come back, talk to us again. Tell us what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's what I'll call it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Deal.
It's a deal. I still need that. I still need that promo. I'm gonna hold you to it. And I won't put you on blast and ask you who your cameraman is, but that's okay. Man.
What cameraman?
I'm talking not today. See, y'all don't see Meechie's pictures. Meechie either got the super timer selfie tripod or she got a cameraman. So, but that's okay. She don't have to tell us who the cameraman is.
I have my. I tell you guys all the time. I take my own pictures, have my tripod, and it's just me and my tripod.
I might have a chance.
It's fun.
I might have a chance. I'm telling you, there's still hope. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Yes. No, listen, I don't know what you're going to have for dinner, but make sure you show us later. I know you will. Keep that beautiful smile on your face and stay safe. And I will close with this. God loves you, and so do I, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you for rolling with Ramsey, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And you guys, hey, listen, we will see you next week on Wednesday. We'll be back. This was a special day. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. Remember, follow us on Instagram at ROLLINWITRAMSEY. Like us right here on Facebook at Rolling with Ramsey, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You guys have a wonderful week. We wanted to start it off right, and we'll talk to all of y'all soon. Y'all have a blessed day.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.